Hello, welcome to Dibs on Blue. I'm Stephanie Jessup, and this is my sign name. Today I want to show how to play 5211 Azul. Thank you to my patrons for sponsoring this video. This game is for 2 to 5 players and takes around 20 to 30 minutes to play. In this game, players have 5 cards and will play cards from their hands. The cards played on the table are compared and analyzed, and any cards players end up keeping, such as this one, will be worth a certain amount of points at the end of the game. The goal is to end up with the most points and be deemed the winner. To set up, shuffle the deck of cards and remove a certain number of cards depending on the number of players, which you can see here. So if there are 2 players, you remove 10 cards, returning them to the box. Now deal 5 cards face down to each player. Leave the remaining cards in a face-down deck in the middle of the table. Then players can pick up their cards to see what they have. And now you're ready to play. At the same time, players play 2 cards on the table face down so they're kept a secret. Once everyone has done that, everyone flips over their cards at the same time to reveal their cards. Make sure 2 cards are drawn from the stack, so players always have 5 cards in hand. Now, players at the same time choose 1 card to play face down on the table. And again, once everyone has done that, players flip over the card at the same time. Always remember to draw another card to get back up to 5 cards in hand. And again, one more time, players at the same time play 1 card on the table face down. Everyone reveals their card at the same time and draws a card to get back up to 5. That's why the game is called 5211. Out of 5 cards in hand, 2 are chosen to play, and then 1, then another one. So, anyway, now players have 4 cards face up on the table. Now it's time to look over all the cards to compare and analyze them. If cards have a rooster symbol like this one, you need to count how many are face up on the entire table. If you're allowed to keep them, there needs to be an exact number of rooster cards depending on the number of players. In a 3-player game, you must see exactly 5 rooster cards. If there are exactly 5 rooster cards, each player gets to keep their rooster cards, setting them aside in a personal face-down stack, which will earn points at the end of the game. The other cards are just discarded. They won't earn players any points. If there aren't exactly 5 rooster cards on the table, then the rooster cards won't earn players points. Instead, players must compare and analyze the other cards based on color. To do this, you simply see which color is in the majority, including any visible rooster cards. For example, in a 2-player game, if you play 2 green, 1 yellow, and 1 blue, and the other player plays 2 green, 1 orange, and 1 blue, then green is in the majority. So you and the other player can keep the green cards played, placing them face down in a personal stack. Those will earn points at the end of the game. The other cards are discarded and won't earn players any points. However, there is a limit to the cards in the majority. In a 2-player game, if green is in the majority, you can't see 5 or more on the table. If you do see 5 or more, you can't keep them and they won't earn any points. You must go to the next color in the majority. In this example, green is past the limit allowed, so you check for the next color in the majority. In this case, is yellow. Players get to keep the yellow cards to earn points for those, and the green ones are discarded. If multiple colors are tied for the majority, they cannot be kept and won't earn points. You must check for the next color in majority. If there aren't any cards in majority, no cards are kept, and no cards will earn players any points. All of the cards are simply discarded. Once the draw pile runs out, the game is over. But make sure you allow that last round to play out while players still have enough cards in hand. Play that round as normal, without drawing cards to get back up to 5, of course. Players will have their 4 played cards on the table, and the 1 card left in hand will be discarded. Once the round has played out, each player takes their personal stacks and adds up their points. Rooster cards are worth 1 point. The player who earns the most points wins the game. In the case of a tie, the tied player with the most cards wins. And if there's still a tie, all tied players win. Well, that's it for explaining 5211 Azul. If you've enjoyed watching, subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Dibs On Blue Games. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will gladly respond. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.